Hey everybody, I'm Andrew.
And I'm JS.
And we're going to be reviewing, or kind of looking at, the new trailer for American Hustle, David O. Russell's new movie. Now, this is a lot of great, we're coming into Oscar season, so a lot of the greats, and we're about 3 or 4 months out from it, so a lot of the great trailers are coming out for the movies that we love.
Because
right?
I'm American and you're a hustler.
There you go, and together, with our powers combined, I'm really I was looking forward to this movie, and I'm even more looking forward to this movie after this trailer, because wow, this trailer really packs a punch, a significant punch. It was cut by Industry Creative. That was the agency that cut it. And look, first sign of success right there.
Annapurna. I first started seeing this popping up in movies last year.
Right.
And I've learned anytime this is before a movie, it is an extremely good thing.
Exactly. Like, Megan Ellison's company.
Yes. You got Killing Them Softly, which I really dug.
Right.
Zero Dark 30.
Right. The
Spring
Master.
Breakers. The Master.
Spring Breakers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Annapurna equals success.
Right. And a little background about Annapurna.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know a whole lot. I just know that Megan Ellison inherited a lot of money, and her dad is some business guy. Yes.
Very powerful.
Yes. Very powerful. Billionaire, blah, blah, blah. So she was just a cool kid and was like, I'm going to start a production company with the money I inherited. And bam. And it's basically like old school BBS days of just give great filmmakers free reign.
Right. It's exciting. And her brother is also doing some interesting things with his production and distribution company.
And she just bought the rights to Terminator, and she's making a new Terminator trilogy. So that's her kind of, I guess, foray into bigger films. Anyway, so we open up here.
I love movies that take place in museums, or at least have museum scenes.
Right. This kind of gives a trance vibe if you saw Trance, the movie about art theft.
So who do we have? Well, what a perfect place to pause.
That's a great, yeah.
So yeah, we have Christian Bale, who worked with O. Russell a couple years ago in The Fighter.
Exactly. It's kind of a mashup between The Fighter and Silver Linings. You have Amy Adams and Christian Bale, and then you have Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence.
Right. And look at those curls on Cooper's. And again, more beards.
And it's amazing, too, that David O. Russell knocked this one out of the gate so quickly after Silver Lining. I mean, to me, he kind of took his time in between I Heart Huckabees and The Fighter.
Oh, yeah.
He was reinventing himself, kind of finding his new voice. And thank God he did that, because ever since The Fighter, he has been on a roll.
I know. Let's just hope it keeps on churning him out.
And it's really funny, because you look at his older movies, even Three Kings to some extent, it was a looser film, certainly, than I Heart Huckabees. But especially with I Heart Huckabees, he was in a very kind of tighter kind of... He was... You really got the sense that he cared a little too much about everything.
Okay,
if that makes sense. In here, he has this looser kind of... Ever since The Fighter and with Silver Lining... kind of fly by the hip form of filmmaking.
Sure, yeah. I can see that. And he's also tackling...
He's also talked about that.
And he's also tackling different genres, which is interesting. I mean, I Heart Huckabees was very much a quirky comedy. And then you look at something like The Fighter, which is strictly a drama. There's some funny moments, especially with Belle's character.
Exactly.
And then Silver Linings Playbook, which it reinvented the RomCom in many ways.
It totally did.
And so what is American Hustle? It's basically a loose adaptation of the FBI ab scam case.
Yes.
Which took place in the late 60s, early 70s, and something around that time. So that's...
Which is really interesting, because apparently it's a very loose... Like, they're not using any of the same names, so it's going to be pretty loose. Apparently, Dan Aykroyd and... who was it? Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi were going to do an adaptation of the same scandal called Moon Over Miami.
Okay.
And that never really... I think that was right before Belushi died, and then he died, and then they didn't do that. But he's carrying a pretty thick Boston accent.
Yeah.
So the whole idea about that scandal, by the way, is that they hired this con artist who
Belle is going to play, apparently.
Yeah, that's Christian Bale. And then... So they hired a con artist, the FBI, and they wanted to indict a bunch of congressmen and government officials, who were making, doing bad things. I'm not
shady deals,
shady stuff,
and they were trying to catch them in the act,
and
so we'll see
them.
Little glimpses of that. And I think Jeremy Renner, who we'll also see, is playing the politician.
Oh, nice! So he's like a mayor or something.
Yeah,
right.
Who's the master?
I love this Rembrandt bit. It's a funny, great way to open a trailer.
Yeah.
And a great song, too.
Yes.
So that's another cool thing about this. I'm sure it's maybe one of 2 or 3 trailers that have come out. But for the first one, to just give the tone and maybe not so much of the plot.
And,
all you need to know is
and
the
just
players.
that cast rollout we just barely
So
saw,
great.
and Jennifer Lawrence after they mentioned like 4 other all stars. This is incredible, and I have to give a shout out to McCarl Mao, one of our commenters on the trailer, because he said Batman, Lois Lane, Mystique, and Hawkeye all in the same movie.
Oh, wow. That's like all 4 corners of the different kind of big franchises. If only they got somebody from Spider-Man.
I know.
That's awesome. Do you ever, you do that every once in a while, whenever you look at a movie? I mean, we made a parody about Gotham High because we were watching 10 Things I Hate About You, and then holy crap, Joker went to school with Robin. You know? Yeah.
It's hard not to do that when you're a cinephile. But I love this.
That looks very cool.
It's screaming these 70s sensibilities. You have the hairspray, the fur. Let's go back there.
Yep.
One of the greatest character actors working today is Michael Pena.
Totally. And this was actually, I assume this is going to be what they actually did during the whole ab scam thing, which is they had a Middle Eastern guy come in and have meetings with congressmen and politicians, and basically I think they offered asylum to people, and they offered ways of laundering money and stuff like that. They caught them in the act, and that was what they were kind of setting up, which is funny because obviously he's not Middle Eastern.
Right, he's not.
He's Hispanic.
Yes, and so...
Which is funny.
Pena has a reputation for playing police officers.
Right.
It happens again and again. And if he's dressed up like this, I'm guessing he's an undercover FBI agent.
That's awesome.
So, in this case, Pena is going to be putting the Abdul in the ab scam. And so, I'm sure he's about to go to one of those meetings right at this point.
Right.
And then, here we have Renner with Bale, the con artist. So, we have the mayor with the con artist. So,
Love
this is...
it. I'm
excited.
can't wait. I can't wait to see what they're gonna how they're gonna interact. If Renner's gonna be very, I don't know. I'm very excited. The tone of this movie
and the diner. Just look at that diner. It just feels so right for the time and place that they're going for.
So they shot in Worcester's, Massachusetts, and parts of Boston.
Right.
They actually had to stop shooting for a while. I don't know how long, but because of the marathon bombing, they had to delay production.
Which
for a
tells
while.
you how fast this film was shot, and then a trailer was cut together.
It's insane.
Yeah.
He's a monster right now. He's going, which is excellent. You know. Amy Adams is also on a roll.
I love this hidden camera stuff that they've got going on. The hairspray
and the cinematography. Now it's a relatively new cinematographer. It is Linus Sandgren.
Okay. Who
never
shot
worked
Promised Land?
Yes. Yeah. That's really his only big movie.
Yeah. Not a lot of people saw that, but it's a good looking movie.
Right.
For what it is.
Yeah. And this is 35 millimeters, so it looks very unique. And for somebody who hasn't worked with Phil Russell before, it has a very unique look so far. Also, the original title of American Hustle was called American Bullshit. Which is very fun to say, American Bullshit. It was one of those blacklisted screenplays.
Right. I believe it got up to number 8 on the blacklist at one point.
Right.
And I was reading, you probably read this too, Ben Affleck was actually interested.
Right.
And I see a lot of similarities between this and Argo.
Totally.
Yeah.
Which is, I wonder if that's one of the reasons he backed out.
It might be.
He didn't want to repeat himself too much. But after making Gone Baby Gone and The Town.
Right.
And another Boston movie.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah.
And so it's exciting that a script like this we can just.
I think
somebody needs to make
this
a
should have
GIF
been the
of
thumbnail.
This. Yeah.
Why didn't we use this as the thumbnail? We should have. Is that Jennifer Lawrence?
I think that's Amy Adams.
And somebody make a GIF of
or
this.
Or no, that might be Lawrence. I don't know.
And then I'll just watch it.
You find. Tell us in the comments below. Is that Lawrence or Adams? Okay. A lot of glass raising.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great cut, and when you hear it to the Zeppelin song, it's a great. Just look at his curls right there.
Yeah,
I love it.
Oh, have we mentioned the Led Zeppelin song?
Oh, I don't think so.
So yeah, this whole trailer is basically cut to "Good Times, Bad Times" by Led Zeppelin.
Love it.
And
Love
it fits perfectly. And Jennifer Lawrence, who is one of America's favorite sweethearts right now.
She's totally the it girl right now. She's from Louisville. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. So I feel like we're, I am completely in love with her in every movie she's done.
You and Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. Oh, watching her celebrity photobomb people during interviews is like the funniest thing ever. Because it's always on a record. She'll run up to Jeff Bridges or Jack Nicholson. Or, no, Jack Nicholson came up to her, right?
Yeah, during an interview right after the Oscars, after she won. So, she's probably going to be nominated. Well, I'm guessing it's a supporting role this time, maybe?
I'm not sure who has the bigger role. I know she plays the husband to somebody, I think Christian Bale's character, whereas Amy Adams is the mistress.
Okay.
I think that's the dynamic between them.
And they were... Well, I guess Amy Adams was for Best Supporting Actress last year.
And she was for Best Lead.
So yeah, and it's just... The talent here is insane.
It really is just off the charts, off the wall.
I mean,
look at this stuff. It's just, I don't know. It's such a well put trailer. Well. I really like his accent. Too.
Yeah,
it's a very funny accent.
So
Eric Warren Singer, great.
And David O. Russell working on the scripts again, which is fantastic.
I mean,
yet another Christmas movie.
All I can say is that I'm already there.
So we were talking about this off camera.
Yeah.
If you had to choose between 47 Ronin, American Hustle, and what's the one we just reviewed?
A Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Which of those three would you, if you could only see one on Christmas Day?
Only see one? Based on the talent alone, I'm going to go with American Hustle. Yeah. Even based on the trailer, I really... The Walter Mitty trailer is just as good as this. Mm-hmm. And it does the thing that's really fantastic, which it doesn't explain the entire plot. It sets it to a great piece of music, and it gives you a tone, you know?
Right.
I think those are both incredibly successful ideas of how to portray, how to sell a movie, because both were really great. But I don't know. Silver Lining Playbook was... my second favorite film last year after The Master.
Oh, okay.
And I just think that O. Russell has been on a roll.
All right.
So, what about you?
Of those three, I would probably have to see this one first.
Right. Same.
But yeah, I'm just going to make a whole day at the theater on Christmas. I'm going to see all three of those.
You're going to have to. You're going to have to. Because who isn't going to see this? I don't know.
It's fantastic.
So, we're excited. I'm Andrew.
And I'm JS. Thanks for watching.
Yep.